TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelicans, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.
Especially at the end of the game and from your bench. Only 5 points from them until really it was over with.
Well, credit to Philadelphia. That's a veteran team. They've been doing it for a while, and 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter, they kind of turned it up. A couple mistakes on our part, but our guys went out and played extremely hard for 3.5 almost quarters, and it's a lot to build on. We have a lot of positives, and we can build on this. But, tough night overall, not winning the game. But there's a ton of positives that we can take from this game.
I would imagine one of those positives was your starting backcourt. What did you think of them, evaluation of their performance? And is this a thing that you found your starting rotation, or is it still a work in progress depending on the matchup?
Yeah, it's still a work in progress. We'll continue to look at which lineups play well together. I like what this group did, the starting backcourt. We took care of the ball. We got quality shots. I thought we went to the basket and didn't necessarily get the whistle, but we got to earn that. That's a veteran team. Like I said, they've been in these moments before. They know how to win down a stretch, but we'll get there. We'll definitely get there.
Notice in the third quarter, the offense got a little stagnant, and that was really – part of the struggles there, just the ball didn't seem to move like it did in the first half.
Yeah, that's part of it, Graf. Like we have to continue to play with force and with pace, and purpose. And it was maybe 4 or 5 possessions where it was late in the clock and we didn't get a good look. And we can't play like that. We have to play this way. And especially with a team like that know how to slow it down, and they can throw it to Embiid, throw it to Drummond, and they got shooters all over the place. We got to get out and play faster.
Can you put your finger on why it's been so difficult to finish at the rim? I mean, this is going back to the preseason. You're getting a lot of looks. And, I mean, when is Jonas Valanciunas going to go 3 for 19 from the floor? I mean, it's just, can you put your finger on it?
Not really. Jonas, tough night for him, but he battled, and that's what I love about him. He just stayed in it, and he's got to be willing to go whatever for 20. And tonight was one of those nights where we need the ball in his hands at times. He struggled to score, but that won't be the case the rest of the season.
Coach, Josh Hart came out of the game late in the second quarter. Any update on him? He did come back and return to the bench.
Yes, he had a right knee injury. We'll update you guys as he gets further testing, but his x-rays were negative. So that's a positive for us. We'll see where he is tomorrow.
Have you ever seen a guy shoot 26 times in a game and have 0 free throw attempts?
Not quite sure I have. I thought Brandon went in, and he went in with force, and he didn't get the whistle. Like I said, look, we're a young team. We have to continue to work, continue to build. We'll get those calls eventually, but hats off to Philadelphia. They're a veteran team. That's pretty much it.
As far as the threes Philadelphia hit in the fourth quarter, a lot of them in a short amount of time. Did you feel like that was just a matter of good offense? Did you feel like there was anything you guys could have done to prevent that there?
Look, we can always ramp it up with our toughness, knowing that Korkmaz had it going, but he hit some tough shots. I mean, with guys in his face, hanging over him, give him credit. But once again, a lot of positives on our side. This is an opportunity for us to continue to grow and build, and we're going to play more teams like the Sixers that are experienced. We have to execute down the stretch. Like I said, 8-9 minutes left. We're taking it out of bounds. Look, key turnover. They reel off 8 or 9 points in a row from there.
For all things Pelicans, you're now tuned into the Pelican post-game report. Much love to the flock in this one. And let me tell you something, Willie keeping the G because reality sets in when you watch this game. Let me tell you something. This was a very shitty officiated game in terms of what I've seen. Very shitty officiated. If you look at the statistics in this matchup, the Pelicans went to the free throw line only 9 times the entire effing game. That is unbelievable that this happened. This is totally ridiculous. It's preposterous. It's stupid. And it's almost, you just want to slap the absolute hell out of those officials to justify this manner of bullshit. And that's why, and like I said in the sports coma, I rides hard on these shitty ass referees because you can't tell me that this is even a thing where the team only had 9 attempts at the free throw line. They had 6 of 9, and Philly went to the line a ridiculous what was it? It's 20 times.
Yeah.
That is absolutely ridiculous, man. That
we took 93 shots too, Q.
93 shots, and you get 9 free throw attempts at the damn line, and they had 16 to 20. You sitting up at 6 and 9. I mean, outside of that, just alone, just set the tone. And it's crazy because the theme in the sports coma was about the referees not giving you no home cooking. You were at home. Where was the cooking? Well, guess what? Like KK said, the goddamn kitchen was closed. The kitchen was closed. So, I mean, DC, listen, that's just one thing that I'm kicking at. You heard Coach Willie kept it a buck. What do you think about this game as the Pelicans get blown out in this one, 117-97?
I mean, it's a tough game, man. First game of the season. They clearly were not clicking as a unit. I thought they did a good job creating stuff, though. Like, there was a lot of things there. Like, a lot of shots were there that could have been made. You know what I mean? Valanciunas, man, if he would have hit the shots he was supposed to hit, I mean, he probably had at least 10 shots, bro. Like, I mean, it was right at the rim stuff he was missing, Other guys missed layups. I mean, at one point during the game, I think we were shooting like 40% from the paint, inside 5 feet. So it's weird stuff was going on. Shot 40% from 3-point line. I mean, that was dope, but man, 9 free throws, bro. BI had 26 shots and he didn't go to the free throw line. Like, that's crazy to me. So you heard Willie kind of smirk or laugh at the end of that. Like, yeah, the referees messed up, and I ain't about to let y'all let me get fined my first time out. Because they probably was trying to look for him to say something about the officiating because it was bad, man. Jackson Hayes saved a play from out of bounds. It was an amazing play. They called that out of bounds, even though we got turnover right after that anyway. But they just made mistake after mistake officiating. Joel Embiid and Andre Drummond was traveling and shit. They wasn't calling it all the time. You know what I mean? They had a lot of different things going on, man, with the officiating. But all that being said, man, we could have won this game. Jonas Valanciunas definitely would have had to show up. You know what I mean? BI could have did, I guess, better at adjusting to what was going on. Him not getting the call and maybe trusting Devontae Graham and NAW a little bit more because those guys had it going. So that was a thing that could have also helped us win. And in our bench unit, Willie Green, I got to commend him on trying different stuff. He didn't quite find the guys that played well together with that unit. I thought the unit that we ran at the end of the game we're giving Herb Jones some burn and obviously some more minutes from Najee Marshall because tonight he was doing a hell of a job defensively, man. He was one of the spark plugs to me of that bench unit. So it'd been nice to see him get more minutes. With that second unit running a little different, I think things could have been different, man. Defensively, we were obviously miscommunicating. We let Carmer or whatever that guy name is, number 30, man. Korsmaz, he's a 3-point specialist, and we was giving him wide open threes. Q, like, you can't do that, man. We going under the screen and stuff on him, and this is what he do. Shoot threes. You got to go around the screen on that guy. You know what I mean? So it's a lot of things I think that can be fixable and have us looking better against Chicago. Hopefully Josh Hart isn't hurt too long. I wonder how he would have looked out there with these guys if things would have looked a little better. Because I saw a lot of fight from them in that first half, and it wasn't so bad. But after halftime, maybe after about 6 or 7 minutes in that third quarter, man, it's just, I don't know what hit them, man. It's like the Philly just took off, man. Our starting lineup didn't look so bad together. You know what I mean? I thought our backcourt is the highlight of the night. Obviously, Devontae Graham and NAW. That's excellent things we could hang our hat on and move forward going into this next game. Because this right here, around that middle of the third to fourth quarter, I don't know what they're gonna gain from the tape looking at that. Because it was horrendous.
Yeah, I'm looking at the team statistics now, DC. The Pelicans 39-93 in the matchup, to be quite honest with you. It was 42% shooting from the field, 44 of 85 by 76ers. They shot almost 52%. And then, of course, 13 of 25 from downtown by Philly for 52%. Pelicans were 13 of 30 from downtown for 43.3. And then, of course, the free throws, 16 of 20 by Philly versus only 6 out of 9 by the Pelicans. 47 to 44 on the rebounds, advantage the Sixers. And, of course, they had 41 defensive rebounds in the matchup versus the Pelicans 34. 28 assists by the Pelicans versus 24 by the 76ers. 9 to 5 on the steals, advantage the Sixers. 6 to 5 on the blocks, advantage the Pelicans. 13 turnovers by Philly, 9 points off of turnovers, 14 points by the Pels, 18 points off of turnovers, 29 to 25 advantage 76ers with the fast break points. Points in the paint was also advantage Philly, 50 to 36 in the matchup. And, of course, they led by as much as 27, where the Pelicans had only 3. You talking team statistics, DC, as we always customarily go over. And when you talk about team statistics, man, the ones that really stick out to me in the matchup, of course, we mentioned the free throws, the 9 free throw calls. Pelicans attacking the paint and only getting 9 attempts from the free throw line is criminal. But outside of that, we see that the point, they lost the points in the paint battle and other things. And of course, we can go deeper into the pointage. And we often talk about building a bench, having a bench or a second unit that can help fortify things. Well, Philly showed us what it means to have a productive bench, as the bench was able to pile up a bunch of points against our bench as we struggle to do that. So let's get into that aspect of the DC before we cross into the individual accolades.
Well, I thought, man, the one thing that stands out the most to me is obviously you already talked about it, man. That 6 for 9 free throw shooting, bro. That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know how you take 93 shots and get only 9 free throws. So the other team was just playing amazing defense, I guess, right? First game of the season, they ain't rusty. They ain't did nothing wrong. They're just playing amazing defense, Q. That's wild to me, bro.
Yeah.
Obviously our field goal numbers at 41%, like that ain't acceptable. And we missed so many shots in the paint. I remember we were watching preseason games and we were concerned about, how they were gonna shoot. Well, they shot pretty well when they shot. They missed some open shots they should have made, obviously. Some stuff that you just had to knock down, they missed. But really, the thing that jumps out at you is just all the easy points we just passed up, man, and left out there. So that 41%, obviously ain't the worst, But man, if you watch this game, just knowing all the easy shots that the Pelicans have, Philly was still trying to figure stuff out, just like us, first game of the season. You know what I mean? That was horrible, man. That was horrible, bro. So that, and let's see what else jumped out at me, bro. Yeah, I don't see the stat here. I'm looking for 36 points in the paint to 850. You know, that's pretty substantial. But I don't know what the bench units points were. But I know that's the one that would jump out to me, man. I know that's the one that would jump out to me because our bench unit and their bench unit, they had to put up at least 40 points on the bench, man. And I'm just guesstimating because I don't know what ours is. I think maybe we put up probably about 15, 20, if that. So they probably doubled us in bench points, man. That's crazy. So we definitely got to fix that, Q. Can't keep having that moving forward, man. But looking at this and understanding this the first game, I don't feel that bad. And I think some of these mistakes are fixable. And Willie Green, if he ain't show you nothing else, he showed you that he is not thick-headed and he's not scared to change things up. I saw several different people come into the lineups. He's tried to start Trey Murphy after halftime with Josh Hart out. So I think we're going to figure it out, man. And we'll come back to the drawing board on Friday and give Chicago a real challenge, bro. And what you say, Pelicans, Noel, about I don't know if we should go after Ben Simmons, bro. I mean, I don't see how he works here, knowing what he wants to do. He's starting to compare himself to Giannis. I don't know if y'all saw that today, what he said. With Zion already on the team, I don't need somebody who think they could do what Giannis could do. I'm sure that would be a mistake if we tried to trade for him.
Yeah.
Unless we're doing a 3-team trade, we trying to do somebody a favor to get something because got expendable players or whatever. I don't really see him. If we trade for him, he better not wind up on our team after all the trades over with.
Thank you, brother Jalil, for your super chat, my friend. He says, love what I saw tonight. If JV cleans up those misses, TM3 gets going, and the rest of the bench do something, we're going to be nice when Zion comes back. Brother Jalil, thank you.
That's right. That's right, brother Jalil. Appreciate that 10, bro.
Let's get into the individual statistics here, DC. As Brother Jalil was alluding to, the fact that Big V, man, 30 minutes, he was 3 of 19, DC, simply without, he was giving it the effort. It just wasn't falling for him tonight. 9 points on the night in 30 minutes.
2 of 2 from free throw line, Q.
And he was 2 of 2 from the free throw line. 9 points, 12 rebounds, and 3 assists today. He had 4 turnovers. It just wasn't going Valanciunas' way today. But the top scorer in the game, of course, was BI in 37 minutes. BI had 25 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists. He did have 4 turnovers, but 12 of 26 from the field, 1 of 3 from downtown. He had 26 attempts and not 1 free throw going this way. It was criminal. 23 points by NAW in 34 minutes of action, 9 of 16 from the field. He was 500 from downtown, 4 of 8, 1 of 2 from the charity stripe. He finished with 23 points, 5 rebounds for NAW, 18 from Graham in 29 minutes. He was 6 of 9 from the field, 4 of 6 from downtown, and 2 of 3 from the free throw line. He finished with 18 and 5. And then after that, not much to talk about because really minimal production from the rest of the role players, and the bench was totally absent in this one. And like you look at DC,
they tallied up some minutes, Q. I mean, you can talk about those stats. You want to go over their minutes?
My friend. That don't
you
count.
You don't want to go over the minutes?
Of course not. It doesn't impact. It doesn't impact what we're trying to do here. But listen, you look at what they did, DC, and really it was between several players that really got it going for Philadelphia. 22 points from Korkmaz. Off of 4-4 from downtown. He was lit 7-3 from the field in 20 minutes of action. And you see George Niang, the former Utah Jazz forward, he had 11. He was 3 or 4 from downtown. So, I mean, they were hitting on it and doing some stuff as well. And then they got a 20-point performance from Maxey, the young guard. He had 20 points and 5 assists with 7 rebounds tonight. So he really helped them. And, of course, Tobias Harris did what he does, gets a double-double, 20 points and 12 rebounds in 28 minutes of action. So the Philadelphia had it going in this matchup. And
you got high from that 3-point line too, bro.
No, you can't. DC, they were 13 of 25 from downtown and 16 of 20, which is a big stat within its own right.
Yeah, we gotta definitely respect some of those guys more. I've seen us they would try to defend Joel Embiid out there, Seth Curry, obviously, you know what I mean. But those other guys, Cormier, Nang, they started daring Tyrese Maxey to shoot, and he like, well, you gonna dare me? I'm gonna hit him. You
Yeah,
know what I
yeah, the
mean?
3-point hole, it goes what you expect.
Right. they was guarding Tobias Harris out there. I know he had a couple of them. He ain't hit nothing. But man, far as that, they won as a team, man. You got to give your props to them, and they did it with the second unit. I don't think Joel Embiid played a minute the whole fourth quarter, which is crazy.
That's
But
a good.
looking at those stats though, to me, there's only two guys worth talking about. Like if we're gonna talk about stats, other than going over the BI stuff with not getting a free throw. I mean, he had what he was 12 for 26 and 25 points. Ain't very efficient, but we all understand why. He was definitely getting fouled tonight. He's got to carry a lot, he's do a lot. I respect that, but I'd have liked to see him trust his teammates a little bit more. I saw times where he was double teaming guys was open. Maybe he didn't see him or he couldn't get him the ball, but he didn't have a bad performance tonight. But definitely could have been better. But I can understand his frustration, man, not getting to the free throw line at all. So um, NAW to me, man. Everybody talking about, what he should play, should he start, should he come up, man? It don't matter. Look, you give him the minutes, you let him touch the ball. If he open, he gonna shoot it. Confident. I seen him miss like 2 shots, and he got right back in rhythm. Come back down the next possession and got a layup. You know what I mean? So really encouraged by what I saw from him tonight. I thought he did exactly what he should do, played the way he should play. And I like seeing him play at that pace where he's kind of not moving too fast and but not hesitating at the same time too. So NAW was definitely a bright light. Devontae Graham as well. What he had 18 and 5. You know what I'm saying? On incredible shooting splits. You know what I mean? He only took 9 shots and he gave you 18 points. That's amazing, man. 2 for 3 from the free throw line. The only knock on him, I didn't expect him to have 3 turnovers, which I don't think he will continue to do. And you can see he's still kind of figuring out what everybody does well, where to give him the ball, just kind of how to run the team. I don't think we really had somebody who was making everybody comfortable in these spots. I saw a lot of times where Jonas Valanciunas would have a guy sealed off and they wouldn't get him the ball, quite at the time they needed to, stuff like that. So we're gonna have to work on that from the point guard position, but definitely encouraged by those 2 guys, man. And I think it's a lot we can build on. Obviously, our bench ain't gonna play like this every night where we can't say anything really good about them. You know what I mean?
Neither a Big V.
I thought Kyra had some stretches where he looked nice. If I had to pick 2 guys off the bench, I would say him and Najee Marshall. I saw him doing a lot of things out there defensively. I don't think he put up a lot of stats as far as offensively. He might have had a dunk or a layup or something. That was it. But, man, he had some possessions where he was making guys work for the points, man, really pissing them off, Q. I like to see that. I would have liked to see Herb Jones tonight because I thought we just could have used somebody else to try something different.
Yeah.
Wish Willie Green would have did that with that second.
Yeah, I was looking for him when everything was falling apart.
Yeah, it was the last 3 minutes they put him out there.
Yeah, he needed more than that.
And Trey Murphy, man, Trigger Trey, man, the gun was jammed tonight, y'all. You know what I mean? So hopefully we put some all in that thing, We take it down, put it back together, make sure none of the springs or something ain't messed up, and get it going. He knocked down some shots at the end of the game, so I think he might have something to build on, man. But I was surprised to see the attention that he got. They didn't want to give him no open threes at first, bro. It took him a while before he got an open 3-point shot. You know what I mean? So that's good to know because with Zion out there, and if we can play the way we're supposed to play, I think that's going to help us a lot for our spacing when he come out there.
Much love, Nola Dank, and thank you for the super chat, my friend.
Appreciate you, big dog.
What's going on with you, Nola Dank? Appreciate you, my
Danky.
brother. Big ups to the flock in the building, man, on this one. Pelicans blown out by the 76ers, 117-97 in the season opener. Game number 1 is in the books, and the books need to be burned, to be honest with you. But outside of that, you're rarely going to see a performance by Big V like this, where he was 3 of 19. And of course, the free throws, the lack of free throw calling toward the Pelicans most certainly didn't help their case. And we did not defend the 3-pointer as well as we were supposed to. And of course, the bench definitely needs to do a lot better than what the hell they do. So that's some of the takes from this upcoming matchup. So DC, let's kind of move away from that now that that's in the books, please.
Thank
Because
God. I was getting tired of talking about this
yeah, it's
slaughter we just
yeah,
experienced.
it's starting to piss me off, to
Man.
be honest with you. Let's move on to the next matchup, my brother. We have guess who? The Chicago Bulls coming into this, going up there to Chicago. And guess what?
They
beat
won
Detroit
tonight, huh?
That's right. They beat Detroit tonight.
They ain't really saying a lot.
Yeah, that's true, but they beat them. They were supposed to beat them, and guess what? They beat them.
And they rookie didn't play tonight, huh? I think he's still hurt, huh?
I think he is still hurt. I'm gonna have to pull up the box on him, but yeah, they were able to get the win. So let's cover that. Let's talk about this upcoming matchup. We got the Bulls on the horizon next, man. We got to handle business. Zach LaVine had 34 points in the Pistons winning. He beat them 94-88 in the season opener. LaVine finished with 34 points.
Lonzo had, man? Because I know that's all. I ain't hear nothing to stand, so he must ain't do too hot tonight.
Lonzo Ball had 12 points and 4 assists with 6 rebounds.
Ain't bad.
His plus minus was plus 17.
It's okay.
And of course, DeRozan finished with 17 in the matchup, 15 from Vujasev, and they were able to beat the Pistons 94-88. Of course, Jeremy Grant was the top guy with 24 points for the Pistons. They take them down. Bulls 1-0 as we get ready for this matchup. So let's kind of get into that.
I think it's good we playing the Bulls, because I know these guys. They got to remember that preseason game, and I would think them getting blowed out the way they did would put some type of a spark in them and have them come out playing with some passion and some fire. I think we can match up pretty well with the Bulls when you look at player to player. Obviously, DeMar DeRozan and Zach LaVine are amazing. That's 2 guys that probably nobody in the NBA can guard one-on-one. Vujacic, though, I think he's pretty good too, but I think with him and Jonas Valanciunas, they're pretty much be a wash.
Pat Williams played.
Okay.
28 minutes, he had 6 points. That's it.
He's out. He was out there. I guess his defensive capabilities were giving him all the minutes. He ain't no crazy offensive threat just yet, but he's pretty good. So we know Lonzo's game, so I think that gives us a leg up on him. Definitely need to give Najee Marshall some minutes with DeRozan and LaVine out there, because I think he probably can pester them a lot. And B.I., I just don't see them having an answer for B.I. I don't know what they're going to do with him, how they're going to try and contend with him. Maybe Lonzo Ball helps on some double teams and stuff. I know that's his partner. He know how he play. He know what B.I. want the ball. He know B.I. spots, so we got to keep that in mind. I think that's something to look out for as far as their game planning and how they run their defense. But they're a good team, man, but they don't scare me. I don't think their second unit has the same chemistry as a team like Philadelphia, who we face tonight. You know what I mean? So I think we can go in there, and we should take this one, bro. I'm gonna step out on a limb and say we take the Chicago game, especially after us getting blowed out, Big Q, how we did in the preseason, knowing that Willie Green, didn't I guess put all our best stuff out there, and also we got a lot of stuff from them to know how they is. So I think we go ahead and we get this one, bro. What you feel about them?
I mean, I think it'd be a good thing that Pelicans did get this win. I mean, stick it to Chicago in Chicago and get that win on the road. That'll be a real good one. Like I said, I think, like Valanciunas, they was trying to get Big V going, and he was 3 of 19. You won't see that, man. He was just off the day, so it would have been a lot more competitive tonight had we been able to for him had his extra points. But most certainly the bench is something that and most of the family members know that what I do is I always talk about the bench and how important the role of the bench is. We know we put a lot of onus on the front 5 and talk about the 5, and that's important. But just equally as important is having a really good, solid bench that can come and help you either keep your leads, or if you're behind, get you close, take the lead, or get you close so your starters can come back there and help out. So, I mean, We didn't see enough from the bench, and I don't expect that to stay the same. But I do expect against Chicago this game to be a lot more emotional and more focused in as the Bulls. I mean, the Pelicans really want to beat this Bull club. I'm telling you that we should be able to beat the Bulls. I got to ride with my squad regardless or not. I thought we was going to beat Philly tonight, but like I said, it's just the first of games, and we got to figure this thing out. And I still think that they can beat Chicago. I really do. They're trying to figure it out too. And they in that matchup, they didn't totally have it. I was looking at the highlights before we started the show of the Chicago
you
Bulls
look at
matchup.
the final score and see that big.
It was close.
94-88.
It was close. It wasn't like you think we got the win. It was whatever. According to how Detroit is versus Chicago, supposed to be a contender. They were supposed to be something of a double-digit 15 to 20-point blowout explosion, but nah, they were making some mistakes in that game as well. So, like I said, it's still the first game of the season. People got some wrinkles to iron out. It's the bottom line. We're gonna find out who we need to do. It's just a matter of time. But that's my call on it.
No doubt. And the Philly game, man, I'm thinking about it now. When we said that we would beat Philly, we was thinking with Ben Simmons being there, playing and everything. I wonder how much happened with him. Maybe motivated them to play the way they played tonight as well. Because they seem like a pretty solid unit. Everybody seemed unified. They all seem like they knew their roles.
Yeah, they went.
And I think we look like we don't. We
when
look
the Pelican
unified.
family members
Like
was
we know
yelling,
what
"Where's Ben Simmons?" Man, that pissed that guy off. Man, he went off.
Yeah.
That pissed him off. So yeah, they a gutty little team. I ain't gonna tell you no different, man. That pissed that guy
And
off.
them people was damn near first. They was first in the East last year at certain points during the season, right? So,
yeah, they like I said, the Chicago is a talented squad, but like I said, so are the Pelicans. We got a lot of wrinkles to iron out here. We got to in these games. Listen, I've seen the effort. It's the effort there, and we just got to keep fighting. We're gonna be fine. I'm just gonna let the family members know. Don't jump off the boat. Don't go and drown yourself. Don't go swim to the Bermuda Triangle. We're gonna be fine. It's just the first damn game of the regular season, and you got plenty more to go. So
let me tell you something too. Like
Thank you, Kevin.
they had 3 minutes left in that game, and they put our bench unit out there, put some guys that had been playing, and one guy who hadn't. And let me tell you that they were still fighting hard. The Pelicans were playing as if they could win that game all the way down to the last seconds, and that's what I look for. I don't think they were demoralized or mentally defeated. You know what I mean? That they were still scrapping and trying to get it done. And obviously from Willie Green's press conference, man, you know they knew that was some bullshit with them not getting none of those calls.
Yeah.
The refs are not the reason we lost this game. We ain't using that as no excuse.
No.
But it would have made it a hell of a lot easier to stay in the game if we would have got at least half of the respect that they got. We didn't even get half, bro. They got 20. We didn't even get 10. You know what I mean? So that's something to think about, and look at all the positives we can take away. And I don't think our bench unit or Jonas Valanciunas can be any worse. They can only get better from what we saw tonight.
Absolutely, no doubt about it. It's like I said, we definitely on the right side of this thing, and of course this happened today early. DC, we talking about this as Valanciunas did get that extension going on there. Agreed to that 2-year, $30.1 million contract extension with the Pelicans. You can see it was the confidence in his play tonight. Just couldn't get it going the way he wanted to, but he's going to keep trying. That's the great thing. Pelicans and Valanciunas agreed to a 2-year, $30.1 million extension. Earlier today, the veteran center is signed for $14 million this season, and this new contract will go into effect in the 2022-23 season. This is the first year with the Pelicans who acquired him from the Grizzlies as a part of a 3-team trade. So Valanciunas, of course, he averaged 17 and 12 and a half with Memphis last year. He also provided some floor spacing. He hit a 3 tonight for the Pelicans, by the way. The 6 playoff trips he made with the Grizzlies and Raptors should also be beneficial to a franchise looking to make a breakthrough. So by hammering out the extension now, the Pelicans avoid a possible bidding war for Valanciunas next offseason. A $15 million annual salary should be solid value, though. He's 29 years old. Meanwhile, it's getting long-term security. Free agent can be unforgiving for a big man like that, so there was no guarantee he'd get that kind of contract the Pels offered. Now, Drummond is a 2-time All-Star and 4-time rebounding champion, and he settled for the veteran minimum with the Sixers. This may not provide much certainty about Valanciunas' future in New Orleans, though. Pelicans handed Adams a 2-year deal last November, too. Then they moved him in the Grizzlies deal. So Zion is eligible to become an unrestricted free agent in 2024, and nothing looms larger for the organization than securing that with him. So, I mean, we'll see. So that was a bit of news today. Hopefully, I wanted to see a win plus that, but hey, it's all good, man. We got plenty of basketball left to go. As game 1 of the regular season, baby, kicks off again. DC, this is almost like we just called last season at an end and said we completed last season. Well, guess what, my friend? Game 1 is in the books, and we got plenty more to go.
This is crazy. It's almost like we had the busiest 2 seasons ever, man. It felt like we didn't even never really stop. You know what I mean? It's the season don't feel like it was that long ago. How they did all of that last year, and then man, with the stuff in the bubble before that, like it's crazy how those games been coming at you, bro. But you know what I'm saying? Game 1 of the normal season. So we've been doing horribly at these condensed seasons, the 10 less games. So I think this is be a new look for us, and anything new as opposed to what was going on the other 2 times got to be better.
Oh,
and shout out to Big V, man. He got them to back the Loomis money truck up over there at his house, and he can buy unlimited moose for his suave self because he always got the slick back. My man looked like he ready. He looked like a $30 million man, but not quite tonight on the court. And I wonder if that money, maybe that got to his head a little bit, you know, thinking, you know, they paid me, let me go out and, you know, really show out tonight. I wonder if it was a little bit of that too, trying to press maybe too hard. But he also, what I noticed in him in the interview, and then they showed some stuff during the game, he said he went to the front office after the way that he was treated here during the preseason, you know what I mean? And he loved our coaching staff. He says he likes what we're doing, and the coaches understand his game. You know what I'm saying? And after seeing that, he was going to try to wait and cash out on some big money after the season. But he said after experiencing that, he went to the front office and told them this is where he want to be. And they politely gave him an extension, man. I think it's a smart move on both parts. You know, a lot of people worrying about how this going to look with Zion. The dude can hit 3-pointers. He can consistently hit from 15 to 17 feet. You know, Zion barely can do that. I think he'll be fine with Zion. I don't know why people tripping about that. But I know we did the same thing with Steven Adams, and now we're doing it again. But I think this is an excellent deal for a guy that's probably 2 times as good as Steven Adams, in my opinion. Maybe he's not as good as him on the interior as a defender, but I think he's good enough for us to be able to do what we got to do. And you know, if Jackson Hayes can't do nothing else, he's going to give you some quality defense. So we got a perfect young guy to kind of supplement and take him out of lineups if we have to bring some of that defense. So I think it's a smart move on the Pelicans. 2 years, $30 million. And if you did have to, I mean, I don't think that would be that hard to trade if for whatever reason it just doesn't work out. I think there would be some team that would be willing to take a shot on Valanciunas. You got a 7-foot dude that can hit 3-pointers and get 12 rebounds every game and average 12 points and at least 9 rebounds for his career. So I don't think he's the worst player we could have had. And he wanted to be here. So y'all know how I feel and how much I stress that. Anybody that won't be here and you good enough to be here, you know what I'm saying? I want you. So glad to have him, bro.
Yeah, I mean, just to make mention of what you're saying, I think it was a mixture of 2 things. The fact that he did get paid, that gives him some hope to be here for a couple of years. And then, of course, the challenge of taking on Joel Embiid, too. So, I mean, that was pretty big as well. So, with that being said, fam, we're going to tip out on that. I'd like to thank all of you guys for joining the Pelican Post-Game Report tonight. If you hadn't hit upon the like button, there's over 100 of us in here. Please hit the like button right now. It helps out the stream. If you're not a subscriber, hit the subscribe button and join the Pelican Post-Game Report today. And also feel free to share the show's links on your Pel's social media feed with other Pelican family members. Also, let's let the flock members know that flock gear, the Pelican flock gear, is available. The links are in the description section below for the What's Flocking gear, and that's not just shirts, it's hats, yoga pants, all kind of stuff. It's cups, glasses, coffee mug, all kind of stuff. It's a lot. So you can hit the link, go check it out. And when you see the first autumn, you can scroll down and see the rest of all of the designs works that's there. It's 2 different designs right now that's available. We'll be adding to them, which is what's flocking. And of course, our favorite line that we see on the Pelican post game report is get the flock out of here on the front and then on the back of the shirts and go flock yourself. So that's on there. That's pretty cool. It's in the Pelican post game report and Pale gear. That blue and that red with that white comes in several colors as well. So you guys can check that out in the description section. So with that being said, much love to the family members. I appreciate every last one of y'all. And so remember, Chicago game is Friday, DC at 7:00 at the United Center. So they're on the Central Time Zone, just like we are. So Friday night is going to be some good basketball as we go up to the United Center to try to we're going to get one out of Lonzo Ball and the big mouth Chicago Bull guys. So
that's right, bro.
So we know eventually we're going to get an appearance from our favorite Chicago Bull podcaster, SB Talk Sports. So he's going to pop in here sooner or later as well.
Well, if they lose, I don't think he's going to pop in.
He real. He going to still pop up and give you some. He real. He ain't a faker. He ain't a fake one. All right. So with that being said, much love to y'all. I appreciate y'all being in here. DC, I'm going to holler at you later. And we'll holler at you guys later on the Pelican Post Game Report. Much love and go Pels.
All right, fam. Peace.
Post-game report on the PPR Media Network for all things Pelicans.
TheWhoThatDaily.com. That's right, TheWhoThatDaily.com. Your one-stop shop for everything New Orleans Saints, New Orleans Pelican, LSU Tigers, even the top flight boxing news. So if you're a Who That and you're looking for a place to stay up on your team, TheWhoThatDaily.com is your site. TheWhoThatDaily.com for the sport Who That in all of us.